all day like, yeah, all night like, what? Whole squad like, yeah, in the field like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, yeah, in the field like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah.
Hello, everyone. It's the coach. Welcome to EA Sports coverage of the 2019 NFL Pro Bowl from right here in Orlando, Florida. Coming up, the AFC looking to make it 3 in a row as they square off against their rivals from the NFC. I'll be back at halftime, but first, let's get you downtown to Camping World Stadium. Standing by our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, thanks, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Straight ahead, bragging rights on the line in the 46th meeting of the AFC and the NFC in the 2019 NFL Pro Bowl game. As always, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, Rams and Patriots still a week away. We'll touch on that later. But as Coach said, the AFC coming in here on a 2-game win streak.
And I love the fact that it's back to AFC versus NFC. We had that little time frame with captain's picks, and there was no side. I didn't like that. So let's see if the NFC can get into it. Drew Brees will be their starting quarterback. Probably a little perturbed about how his season ended. And Patrick Mahomes from Kansas City, what a second season for that youngster.
All set to go now from Orlando. The 2019 NFL Pro Bowl is underway. This will be taken about the 12. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The NFC offense taking the field, being led in blue by the NFL's all-time passing leader. 12th Pro Bowl nomination for the great QB from New Orleans, Drew Brees.
And you and I both know that this is not easy for him. It's fun to play football at any time, but you know he'd rather be preparing for the Super Bowl and still trying to get that missed call out of his head that may have prevented his Saints from getting there.
Now the leading rusher in the league, Ezekiel Elliott of the Cowboys, his second Pro Bowl. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
And that's definitely the way to get things started. That's the way it was drawn up in the locker room, in pregame, and everything. And they got it done right away, running the ball for a big game.
Brees now on first down. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll make this a second down.
Out of bounds at the 39-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Ready? Yellow lady.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got to jump here.
Defense.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Now on second down, this is Gurley. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and all of a sudden here, it's third down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. I don't think Gurley got there. Looks like the defense held him back. That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1.
I saw Von Miller in college at Texas A&M, and all I kept hearing about was his speed off the edge to the quarterback. But what impressed me, his balance and his ability to take on blocks and be a force in the run game, as we just saw there.
Rosa's kick is good. And the NFC out to an early 3-0 lead.
Well, no surprise there. Extremely reliable during the regular season. Bailed his team out time and again. Knocks another one through, this time in the Pro Bowl.
This is fielded a couple yards deep.
The AFC takes over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Mahomes in the AFC now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground. The tight end, Kelsey, was the intended target, and it's 2nd down. Time for a check of the starting offensive unit here for the AFC.
It's not often we start a game talking about an offensive lineman, but with Quentin Nelson, I absolutely have to do that. The rookie out of Notre Dame transformed not only an offensive line in 2018, he transformed an offense. In fact, he was the only guard ever named Rookie of the Month, and he did so in October of last year.
And here's a throw that's taken in by the tight end, Cook. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. For Patrick Mahomes, what a season he had. First as a full-time starter, and he goes over 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, and rewarded with his first Pro Bowl.
And think about if you're in Kansas City, the organization, the team, the city, how well are you set up for future years with that youngster as your quarterback? Not only are the guys on the team excited about it, think about free agents, thinking about where they might want to play. If you're a free agent receiver, you're thinking Kansas City.
Now Mahomes' throw complete to his tight end, Kelsey. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a game in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that'll open things up for you on the outside as well.
That's where their big tight end, is so good. That middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well. And he's got it.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Mahomes finding his fellow Chief Hill for the AFC first down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Mahomes now on first down. Going deep for Hopkins. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Well, he was just trying to contain DeAndre Hopkins, and he got a little too close.
And because of his ability to line up in different spots on the field and come at you from different angles, different guys have to cover him.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Eddie Jackson picks it.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Breeze in the NFC come up now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. So after the INT, it's Breeze. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Now Breeze. Ertz over the middle. That catch good for 5. It's third down. For Drew Brees, this his 12th Pro Bowl nomination, though he hasn't played all 12 years, but still, what a career and what a season. And to do it at this age, unbelievable.
Not too bad for a guy who turned 40 the week leading up to the NFC Championship game. He keeps himself in such superb physical condition and still loves everything that goes along with football. He may play till he's 60. And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football, and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Fielded just inside the 20. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the AFC will take over, 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Well, the NFC pressure a little too much as they get home for the sack. DeMarcus Lawrence showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back with more after this. On second down, here's Mahomes. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins, he's all alone. Past the 20, 10, touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 85 yards. And the AFC has taken the lead. That's what we want right there, CD. It's a Pro Bowl. Give us some of these long touchdowns.
We want plays that cover a lot of ground. We want long-distance plays, whether long-distance runs, long-distance passes. It doesn't matter. In the Pro Bowl, big plays are what we're all looking for.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. Boy, I guess they're going to keep trying to put the pedal to the metal here. They're going to try an onside kick. And it is gobbled up by the NFC. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things and it won't come back and hurt them later.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 23 yards on the play. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they've targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Not
because
at all.
Those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a first down.
Caught by the tight end Ertz. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. To throw, it's Brees. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. Now the NFC going to call the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Brees to throw again. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The intended target, Saquon Barkley. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to 2nd and goal. Brees now. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. The Pro Bowl tight end, Zach Ertz, the intended target, and it's 3rd down. Brees now on 3rd and goal. This will be caught at about the 6. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Rosas puts this one through. And that will tie things up as we head toward halftime. So they boot it through, and now we're all square after 2 quarters of play.
And what's that great term you taught me? They're level, right? They got back to level. Now they get to go back in the locker room, regroup, and start over in the second half.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is taken at the 3. So we are at halftime of the 2019 Pro Bowl with a score tied. And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. Mahomes in the AFC now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. Now Mahomes. He's going to sling this deep downfield. He's got a man complete. And that one results in 35 yards.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Oh, Patrick Peterson, the shutdown corner, was there on the coverage. You look back a few years ago, Charles, when the Pro Bowl did that 3-year experimentation. I know you're a traditionalist. You like AFC versus NFC.
Yes, I do.
But for the games 2014, 15, and 16, they tried something a little different. They held essentially a fantasy draft for players. Year 1, it was Jerry Rice, Deion Sanders as captains. Year 2, Michael Irvin and Chris Carter. And then in year 3, Michael Irvin again matching up against Jerry Rice.
And one common denominator, every single one of those guys with a gold jacket, all of them in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So they didn't ask you and I to be the captains and make the picks. And by the way, the playmaker, Michael Irvin, went 2-0. And you know I heard all about that.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Ebron caught left side. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Mahomes looks to throw on 3rd down. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. Well, you know, it's hard for some of these guys to get on the same page because they've only been practicing together for a week, but these two, I think they're pretty familiar.
I would say so, right? You go back to OTAs, mini camps, preseason camp, games, the whole deal. They ought to know each other pretty well, and in an all-star game like this.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And how about this? It's complete. And that is caught for an AFC touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the AFC has broken this tie.
As a former defender, I would be angry as well. Could not get off the field. Well-executed offensive drive. No matter what the defense tried, they couldn't stop them.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it.
The attempt at the two-point conversion is no good. That keeps the score AFC 12, NFC 6.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Ready.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. Now it's Gurley.
Offside. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah,
Still
offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Ready. You ready? Tackles.
Following the penalty, it's Gurley. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. Well, we've talked about this game being hosted here in Orlando, and you and I are quite familiar with this place, especially you. You live, what, 20, 25 minutes from here?
Yeah, not bad at all, right? An easy trip to come right to the studios here in Orlando. You, of course, have to give a little bit more effort, a quick flight, then you're here, but you've learned this city quite well. And how about it, the Madden Studios right here in Orlando? That's where Coach and the guys hang out as well.
On 3rd down, they'll run it with Gurley. Man, he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47.
Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
On the counter, Gurley. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's the NFC with the lead and the football as we start the 4th. Now they'll throw with Breeze. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Encroachment. Defense.
Jumping all the way from the outside, maybe getting a little early start in the corner blitz.
Still 3rd down.
And the only time it makes sense to get that penalty is exactly as you described. Otherwise, he should never get that penalty.
This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. They run. It's Gurley.
Offside. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Automatic
Yeah,
first down.
offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Ready. 95-56. 95-56.
Breeze now on 1st down. Thomas has got it, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 yards through the air and a 1st down.
Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go, and let's see who's faster.
On 1st down, it's Gurley. Gurley's got the first down and then some. And he is in. Touchdown NFC. An 18-yard touchdown run. And the NFC an extra point away from taking the lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had two previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Mahomes in the AFC now with a 1st and 10 at their own 16. And a little floater there is incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. DeAndre Hopkins, the Pro Bowler, the intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it, and he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. He was looking for his tight end, Kelsey. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. They get just 2 out of it there, and it's 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
The left side completion to Jones. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. Now the AFC going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. Now Gurley. Myles Garrett of the Browns there to bring him down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Here's Gurley. The Titans' Jarrell Casey on the tackle. The numbers for the NFC on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8 on the counter. Elliott. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. So, Charles, a victory for the NFC. Final thoughts on this Pro Bowl?
We had some fun, didn't we?
Absolutely.
A lot of excitement, some big plays to watch. A lot of those